Hi friend, it's Amy with Renewing Stitches. How are you? It is Tuesday. It's been 3 weeks. I missed you. I missed me. I missed recording. I am out of practice, out of habit, discombobulated, not keeping good records, but I have caught up now. It's been 3 weeks and it's been a good 3 weeks. If you're new, welcome. I will be returning to my weekly schedule soon, hopefully next week. If you are, I'd love for you to stay around, like, subscribe, do all the YouTube stuff. If you are so inclined, if you are not, that is fine too. If you're returning and have chosen willingly, lovely friends, to spend your precious time with me, thank you. Thank you for sharing. I really am out of practice. I have spent the last, before that, I spent 45 minutes getting my projects in order. I have not been keeping track of what I've stitched on, and it's hard to catch up in arrears. I have logged my finishes in my little notebook, but even there, I didn't put what I stitched on what day, and it took me some time to catch up, but I'm caught up now. What else? What else did I want to say? I can't remember. I have 2 finishes, 1 new start, and several whips since it's been 3 weeks. Before that, let me catch you up on what's going on at home. Since I last saw you, it was Wednesday the 21st, and it was Memorial Day. After that, I neglected to say Happy Memorial Day to those of you in the States. Happy belated Memorial Day. If you have friends, family, loved ones that served in our military, tell them thank you, and thank you for being supportive of them. I appreciate all our servicemen and women. What else did we have? We had birthday celebrations. We had a break from ballroom lessons and from piano lessons just for a couple of weeks. We had homeschool sports banquet to recognize all the homeschool athletes. Big deal. That's our first one. It was lovely, and it was a big deal for us. We had a lot of kids doing sports this year. We've been part of flag football for several years, but this year we did basketball, and then we saw volleyball games. We had track and field, which I think this was the first year for track and field. What else? Volleyball. I think they're looking at baseball for next year, looking at tackle football for next year, looking at men's volleyball for next year, young men's volleyball for next year. So it's growing. It's really growing. Very fun to see. We had Memorial Day, birthday celebrations. Oh, I ran my half marathon 2 weeks ago. It was, I brought it. Where's my plate of, yeah, here it is. My plate of a medal. I ran half marathon. It's my first half marathon, and I ran it in a little over 3 hours with my friend who could have easily run it in probably 2.25 hours, but she stuck with me. Sweet, sweet friend. And this was both of our first half marathon, so it was fun. This is the massive plate of a medal. It's the hometown half. They have them all over the states. This one was in Fort Worth. And this middle thing moves, but I don't know what I'm going to do with it. It is bigger than any of my medals. I've seen lately on Instagram there have been medal boxes, and they have, well, usually they're like 2/3 this size, but they'll have a box that you can put the medal in and then wind the ribbon in the back and then display it either in an octagon or in a box. Well, not an octagon. It's a box that's an octagon or a square shape. Then you put your medal in, you wind your ribbon in the back, and then you can display it on the wall and just have them all put together. And I don't think this one will fit any, see the size. I don't think this one will fit any size box or octagon, so it will have to have something special, but that was fun. I will do another one. It won't be anytime soon. It will be probably next winter or spring. I will not be training in Texas weather for a half. I am going to run the 5K locally for July 4th. I ran it 2 or 3 years ago. No, 2 years ago, I think, with my oldest. And of course, he was done before I even took 5 steps, but I do want to beat my time from that. So I will be running that and then starting just working on form and weights. I need to weight train while I'm running, and then I'll start in August training for another half. That will be probably in January. There's a half marathon and a marathon and 5K, 10K that is in Dallas. It's the hot chocolate run. I might try that one. You get hot chocolate, not just a banana. You get hot chocolate, and it's usually cold, so that'd be good. Anyway, I will not be doing a full marathon at this point. It's enough to train for 2 hours in the morning. That's plenty. I don't know how long it would take me to run a full marathon. Probably 6 hours, and that's like a lot. I don't think I want to do that right now. So that's what's been this past weekend. What did I do? I was visiting a friend Saturday, and then here we are. So we're in June already. June and 7 minutes in. So we'll start with finishes. Okay, I have been watching Flosstube. I've been trying to comment. I have not got to comment on a lot of people, but I am watching, and I'll get back to sharing who I've been watching. And I will, as the video goes along here, I'll share. If I mention any of the Flosstubers, I'll put them in the box below. You'll see that. So, okay. So the first one I finished was, and these are not in order of how I finished them. They're just in my pile. This was, and I'm not going to show you the chart because it was a freebie from Sweet Wing Studio. It's called I Love This Land, and she posted it on Inauguration Day. And so I was in the mood for patriotic stitching, and so I finished this up. As I've said before, when I started this one, this is not I'm not going to be discussing anything current, any political, anythings here. This is just stitching. I do love my country, as I'm sure you love yours, and that is how we're going to keep it. So I stitched this, and it could be changed. I mean, you can put your own flag in it. But there is a Lee Greenwood song, and that's where the lyric comes from. There ain't no doubt I love this land, and I tear up when I hear it. I think I mentioned it when I started this back in, when was it, January? But I wanted to get it done. It won't be fully finished before the 4th, which is our Independence Day. I don't know when it'll be finished, but it will be a long pillow. I don't have fabric out. It's all still packed up. Oh yeah, the house stuff. Everything's just about ready. We've got to do the final walkthrough, and bing bang boom. Well, it's not bing bang boom. It's been raining here, so our driveway is long. We have gravel up to almost the house, but from the end of the driveway to the house is mud because they leveled out, put the topsoil down, and then it's rained weekly, lots of times over the weeks, the last several weeks since I've seen you. And it's muddy. We stopped there today on the way back from lunch, and it's got dry places, but it's raining It's going to rain tonight, and it will rain, a good chance of rain the rest of the week, so it'll be at least a week before we move in. If it's dry enough where we can put a truck on it, then we'll be moving in. I think they'll get the inside finished up. There's really just touch-up paints, and they'll come in and touch up after we move in too, so, but everything is livable. It's ready to go. We just need to move. So we're waiting till it dries. Anyway, I don't know where that came from. Oh yes, all my fabrics are over there in the barn. So, but this is on 14 count toast from Artiste, Sweet Wing Studio. I love this land. It was a freebie on Instagram in January. And I have not ironed it. There you go. I used the called for, is it the called for? No, I changed it. So I changed it to 350 and 352 for the red. So this red and the red and the flag are the same, even though it doesn't really look that way. And then this is the lighter color on that. So I think I have some fabric that's got this color, and it'll just go in the back. But it's more of a primmy red and blue, which is lovely. That's my initials in the year finished, but it's, I mean, you can, yeah, that's it. So, I'm checking my spelling as I'm looking. Have you ever stitched something, words, and you think you've got it, and then you've misspelled it? I think I'm okay. Yes. Anyway, I have a bunch of fabric left to do something else at some point. So that was my first finish of the pile. And then the second one is, now I remember last time, this is from Crocette Gogo, or however you say it, her 2020 Advent calendar. I was working on the Gingerbread house number 9. Yes, number 9. And, uh-oh, did I lose the needle? No, it's still there. Okay. Last time you saw it, it was almost done. I mean, it was almost done. And now it's complete. This is 14 count. Vintage taupe from Hoblob. I'll show you the difference real quick from toast and taupe. Toast is in the roll. If you go to Hobby Lobby, toast is in the roll, in the tube, and vintage taupe is in the square package. So let's see. It's a little. They're both printed fabrics, and you really can't. Can you tell the difference? My goodness. Is this one toast at all? Maybe not. Maybe I wrote it down wrong. I did write on the back of the paper toast for this one. Maybe this is the same as, because now that I'm looking at it, it looks the same. Maybe this one's a little lighter. No, but toast is darker. Okay, I'm going to change that in my notes. This one I'm going to call vintage taupe as well. Where's my pencil? Okay. That is not toast. I'm going to make a note for if ever I get it fully finished, and I will say that it's vintage taupe. Anyway, this is my finish of the gingerbread, number 9. I have been, let's see, this is the March call for my WIPGO board. So, January, 11 and 20. February was 7 and 8. And March is 9 and 24. So this is 9. And I'll get back to the WIP, which is 24. I had already started that, but that's that one. These will all be flat ornaments. or not flat, maybe they'll be a little puffy, but they'll be the square ornaments for the tree. So I'll leave that over here and then show you my new start, which is also on Vintage Taupe. This is the June, one of the June numbers on my WIPGO. So WIPGO calls, for WIPGO this year, I did 2 boards, not really 2 boards, one complete board, and the other one is this. I mean, there's 25. So as the number is called, as Jessie Marie, who's also linked below, as she calls the numbers, then that would be the ones that I'm working on here, which I'm behind. In my WIPGO board, I pulled 25 Pinker and Pumpkin Quilting blog spot. She's also linked below. Melissa's also linked below her blog. I pulled 25 small Christmas freebies on her blog. If you have not been there, go visit. She has untold numbers of free patterns. These are just 25 of the small-ish ones. And by small, I mean, here's the other. These are the April. These are the April ones. This is Prim Reindeer, Prim Winter Reindeer, and this is Prim, I did write it down, Winter Joy. Joy is supposed to be under here, but I didn't do the letters. So those were done last time. So the new start is a bigger one. It's a sampler, and I don't have it here. But I've linked her blog below, and if you just do a search in Google, Prim Winter Sampler or Winter Tree Sampler, you'll get it. But this is the start. So I've got a good start on the tree, and over here is an alphabet. There's snowflakes around here. That's all. I had to put it here because I wasn't sure it was going, I knew it was going to go wide, but I didn't want to take up the full thing here when I knew this reindeer was small anyway. So if I went up into the reindeer square, that would have been fine. So that's the start. So alphabet, I've got to finish the tree, put in the snowflakes, and do the alphabet, and that's all. Oh, there it is. I was going to say, I do need to put in the year and my initials here, but I did. And then there's the other one. So it is out of order. This is June, but I needed that spot to make sure that it was going to have enough room. So, and I'm not really a prim person, but I love these. I love stitching them, and these are all going to be gifts anyway, so yay. I do a lot of, well, I'm all over the place really in stitching, but let's see here. That was my new start. So finishes and new starts. One new start. We'll go ahead and do whips, and I'll go ahead and get, well, I guess that's the last thing other than plans. I'll go ahead and show you my progress on number 25. This is the other March call. This is the Nativity. I don't know if you see that. And here it is. So that's it. The star's in, all of the shelter is in, and I believe all these are in. I do need to do like a string to hang down, but then I have the family down here. Holy Family. And the bottom, obviously, and the number wherever that goes. I think it goes over here, 24. So that is my first whip. Okay, I already told you 14 count vintage taupe. Crocette a Go-Go Advent Calendar for 2020. Okay, next one. I have not stitched June, started June, but I did finish May. This is TemperatureStitches by Stitchin' Mommy. Sarah has a Flosstube, hi friend, has a Flosstube here. She'll be linked below. This is her temperature stitch for this year. She has the tutorials for all of these specialty stitches. Each month is a specialty stitch. And we start over here and go this way, and this is May. January, February, March, April, and May. So I finished May and got some more done on the borders. I'm stitching it on a 28 count even weave, 2/2. Well, on some of the specialty stitches they are 2/2. Otherwise it's 1/1 on specialty stitch and 2/2 on the herringbone that goes around as the border. So I believe the herringbone was called, it was 1/2, but I did 2. Anyway, herringbone border is in DMC 08. I used the varied temperature range that she provided for a previous temperature stitch called Temperature Typography. And I did that a few years back. Let's see, I'm using AccuWeather for the highs, the daily high, and then doing about a week at a time, except I haven't caught up on June. So I think I'm there. I'm okay there. All right. Here, where is my board? Okay. Here is my progress. Ta-da! I'll be glad when I get to have like natural light, because I see shadows here and shadows here. Maybe you can see it better. But you can't hear me better if it's kind of muffled and when I'm behind the board. So that's my progress. I'll bring it up closer so you can see. Oh, there we go. Okay, so May. I think this was a high of 60 something or other, and then we were in the 90s, lower 90s, with all those darker oranges. And then I did the border across and down, finished the string, and you can see, well, I don't know if you can. I left the border color. Yep. Okay. So it's over here. My string, there it is. I left the border color on my needle so that whenever I pick it up again for the next time, I'll just finish some more border and then start on June. June is, let's see here. Oh, that's going to be a fun one. What is that called? March, May, September, June. Rice stitch. Oh, that'll be fun. Okay, so it's the rice stitch in June. And she has good instructions on the pattern itself, but I like to see the video. So that'll be good. Okay, and you saw that was April. Loved that one. So that's my progress for 2025. And then also I finished Deuteronomy. So I pulled out books of the Bible by My Big Toe Designs. Also stitching on a 28 count even weave. I dyed this one. I'm using 517 for the blue. And I'm stitching this with lots of people who are, there's a lot of people stitching this. I know Sarah, Stitchin' Mommy is. Rachel Q of Rachel Q Stitches is stitching this. Tara, Mud Creek Stitcher. I think Rainy Day Reads and Crafts is stitching. Right, aren't you, Rainy? Yes. Hi, friends. I'm sorry. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Rachel and Tara and Rainy. Lots of people are stitching this. I'm stitching it as I read. So I'm reading slow and steady through the Bible in chronological order. And as I finish a book, then I will work on the book. So here's my progress. I finished, this had a little bit here. So I finished that, started working over, and then started Deuteronomy here. And that was in one strand. So I have another strand loaded and it'll probably finish the word. And then there is a flower yeah, a little flower thing next to it. So that's my progress. It's going to be long. There is some modeling. I don't know how I did that. No clue. I don't know. That was a test die to make it some kind of tan. So that was from my Big Toe Designs 2/2. Then I stitched the first week end of every month is Blackbird weekend. Sal, Emily Williams, hi friend, is heading this one up, as she is the next one as well. But I'm stitching from the Winds of Autumn book, and Tara is too. Tara is stitching the book on this one. I am starting the book on this one. I'm working on Nebraska Prairie on a 14 count that I dyed as well, an Ada. Nebraska Prairie. Let me show you what it looks like. That would be probably a good thing. Here we go. Here's the long form. Right there. I have changed the colors. Changed the house color. This is also changed here, the blue, but these are the same. I'm using the DMC that is charted, or that's noted here that they give. There is an error in the chart. I think I noted that a few videos ago. But the windows are different. Let's see. I changed the window color, but the correction was because the roof has, it's got an outline of the house color, and then the roof color is on the inside, and they have the roof color as the same color of the windows, which doesn't compute. So, but everything else I think I've kept. However, I'm not going to. I'll explain. Here we go. All of that. Here's my progress. And I'm done to this point, I believe. Now there's a few little doodads up here. I wanted my house to be pink. However, I'm taking the windows out. So last time you saw, I had this bird to finish, and I had the roof to finish, but I had the windows in, and then I had a little bit of the pink started on the house, or maybe the outline of the house, and I thought, well, we'll see. So I got it done, and I don't like the window color. I love the pink, but I don't like the window color. So it's easier to pull out, why does that look odd? Pull out the window stitches than it is to pull out the pink, which I wasn't going to do anyway. I'm going to change the window colors. But that's my progress so far. So I have one more of these type situations here, and then some little doodads there, and a line that goes across, which I may or may not do. I have picked a verse. What was it? It's not noted here. It must be in my other notes. I have picked a verse to put here, and it'll go above and below. So this will be my stitch until I get it done. The first weekend of every month, Blackbird, Weekend Sal, with Emily and friends. After this is done, then I will continue on with 'Tis the Season, which is another Blackbird. It's the one with the big red bird. And I put it on blue fabric, and I have not worked on it this past 3 weeks, so you'll see that again soon. The last one I worked on was also a Sal with Emily Williams. It is the Hannah Green. This is the Queen of the May for last year, 2024. Hers is beautiful. Go watch her videos. It is a lovely stitch. I'm doing it on 40 count cream Newcastle linen 1/2 using the DMC that are called for, and it is beautiful. There we go. It is beautiful. I am not near where I should be on any of my sales. In fact, I was making notes. When I get unpacked, I'm going to, let's see, I'm going to, what did I call it? My start along parade. I'm going to have a start along parade of the things that I have started along with friends. Flosstube and in real life friends, because it's start along. I have not finished along with anyone. So last time you saw, this is brand new. I also filled in here and finished. Did I finish? No, I started this guy. I finished that one. The green, the darker green was already here, but I did the two lighter colors, the yellow and the really light green. Brought them down, started this flower, counted over like 50 times to make sure I had it correct, and started here. So excited to see that come. I did that one, I believe, maybe. I think I did. I finished the yellow that was on that strand over here. But that's my progress so far, and I love those colors. I imagine the silks are just as beautiful, but the DMC is beautiful as well. So that motif right there. Right. Yes, right here. That's where I am. And this is the January portion. For a recent and up-to-date viewing of the project, please see Emily. Please go watch Emily. Sweet, sweet. But I love this. I love it. All right, I believe that's it. It is 31 minutes. Okay. What else? Plans. Oh yes, I need to pick out a stitch for the artist trading card swap, the ATC swap for I was going to put FRA for July. I need to get it stitched in the mail by the 1st of July to Laura, Stitching by the Shore. Hi, friend. I needed to get that out and stitch it. The theme, did I write it down? Water and wind, I believe. Water and wind. Maybe? Sea and sky? No. It's in my other book. And it's almost 5:30 here today. So I'll go watch Laura. It's her Flosstube is linked below, as well as, I think I've already said everybody else that I've mentioned. So I need to do that. I plan to be here next week. We're going to have rain until, I think it said Tuesday of next week, so we're not moving anytime this week. We probably will take another load over to the barn, but I don't know that we'll be moving. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. Till Tuesday. There's a good chance of rain. Every day until Tuesday. Definitely today, tomorrow, Friday, Saturday, and Monday. And possibly Wednesday. We'll see. So I should be back next Tuesday to visit with you and share with you what I've stitched. But for plans, I would need to work on that. And that's it. We have a wedding this weekend. On Saturday, we have just our weekly visit with family. Going to go see Daddy on Friday. What else? That's it, I think. I'm ready to get back into all of my WIPs. It's good to get progress on these, but I'm ready to change it up. I feel like I want to start a lot of things, but I really need to work on a lot of things. I'm seeing the Doreen Jones butterfly over there. It's calling me. Karen, the Stitching Owl, hi friend, has been working on hers. I see Heritage right here next to me in my soon basket, and my in-person friends have already finished theirs. There's just so much. The Proverbs 31 sampler from Plum Street. I want to work on that. Let Freedom Ring from, that's a big humongatory one. Leela Studios, yes. Want to work on that. Winter Rose Manor. All of these here, if I could just finish them, then I could start some more, right? Right? I think so. So we may have to, I don't know what plans are for next year, but I really would like to dwindle down my starts so I can get them done faster so I can start more. Does that make sense? No? Yes? I don't know. All right, I will go. It's 35 minutes in. Enjoy your next floss tube if you're heading that way. If you are made it this far, thank you. Thank you for visiting, sharing your time with me. I look forward to seeing you again in 1 week. If not, I will probably post something on Instagram, which I'm woefully behind as well. But I plan on doing that later after supper, posting some things on Instagram to catch up. It's been at least a month since I've posted there. And that was one of my goals this year. But even though my goal this year was to post more on Instagram, I have posted more there through April than I did all of last year. So that's still a win, right? I'll go on. I mean, you go on. I will go on as well. Enjoy your next floss tube friend. If you are so inclined, leave a comment below. Let me know what you've been working on. It is good to see you. I will check comments later this evening. I will check them in the morning as well while I'm waiting it'd be afternoon while I'm waiting for ballroom lessons to be done. So I'll be back. I'm ready to get back in. I'm ready to be back weekly. So I will see you soon again, friends, and I'll see you in the comments.